you can start the meeting whenever. I just wanted to warn you. It looks like it's up and running. Yeah, it's close.
Thank you.
Thanks again for being here. HVAC system, I was talking to the judge, is going well, but it does look like this month, and then in July and likely August, we'll be meeting here. So appreciate your patience. Yeah, that's what I am hearing. Yeah, this is good. This is, yeah, it's working. What?
You just walking over here, are you?
I haven't yet, but I probably should. So, Rick? Yeah.
You need to take some Pilates, Jeff.
Oh, man, give me a break. Yeah, good. Yeah.
You got conscience popping up everywhere.
Man, I love it. If someone wants to speak, the mic is set. You don't need to move the mic up at the lectern. It's set right there. It's perfect. So thank you for that.
I know.
I think you're ready. It is 7 on mine. So
You have 7?
yeah, I do. I have 7.
Good evening, and it is Monday, June the 22nd. Welcome to the City of Warsaw Board of Zoning Appeals meeting. First up, we are missing one member tonight, Zach, so far. Other than that, everyone else is present. Do I have approval? I assume everyone has read the minutes, and do I have an approval and a second on that, please?
Madam, I've read the president, I've read the minutes, and if there are no further questions or comments, I move to approve.
Thank you, second. Thank you, Judge. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Any unfinished business, Ms. Leah? No. Okay, on to new business, 2026-0601, 216 Fort Wayne Street, a special exception.
All right, so this petitioner is requesting a special exception to allow a Pilates studio, or it would be defined as a recreational, indoor recreational facility in an R3 zoning district. The Warsaw Municipal Code states that a special exception shall be granted if and only if the request meets the requirements established for the type of special exception requested. Our only concern relates to line item B, which states off-street parking shall not be located in the required front or side yards. While the garage provides space for 2 vehicles and meets the minimum parking requirement for 1 parking space per 2 employees, the planning department is still concerned about having enough room for parking. This is something that the petitioner can address during his testimony. Additionally, neighboring property owners have expressed parking concerns to the petitioner, but no such concerns have been formally submitted to the city. And then, just as you make your considerations, look at the following requirements and considerations.
Okay, thank you. And your last paragraph, your last sentence in here about, no outside concerns, just the neighbors, that's all you've heard?
Yes, and that was
Just
now, yeah, mailings went out, all that, just what
a few
Mike has
neighbors.
said.
So then he-
But, yeah, nope.
So
nothing
you
more.
haven't heard anything personally? Okay.
So is it fair to say that this issue boils down to parking, that's the issue?
That would be what I would, yes.
Okay.
How many parking spaces should they have? I look at this ordinance, and it says, you know, the 1 per employee, but then it also says, plus parking to meet the requirements as established in this table for the uses included in the facility.
Right, so it's kind of difficult with this one because, and Brady can come up here and answer, how many clients, I guess, he would have at a given time. So that, I'll leave that answer to you, because I don't know how many you anticipate having at a given time.
Sure.
Say your name, please.
I'm Dwight Carter, and I plan to open a business called Fort Pilates, which is on East Fort Wayne. So Pilates can be done on an app, like yoga class, or it can be done on an apparatus called the Reformer. And that Reformer is what I primarily will have and do have in the facility right now. I have 4 Reformers, but my expectation and my research and the people who've shown interest lead me to believe I need to teach private lessons or very small duets or trios. The 4 Reformers exist in 2 separate rooms. So one is really dedicated to a private room as a client classes would be limited to 3 people.
Okay.
And it appears to have enough parking there in that driveway there.
Well, and I did drive by there today, and there were a couple of, on the street right across from the house. There were a couple of spaces available there. Now, I know the lot belongs to the city, and that's off limits, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
But not the parking on the street, across the street?
No, that's public parking.
Yeah. So altogether between employees, what would be the max between clients and employees? Is that correct?
If there were 3 clients, then I would be teaching the class, so there would be 4 of us. My home is within about a block, and I walk every day to the facility, so I don't generally park over there. Come a snowy day, I'm sure gonna drive over there.
What's your home address, out of curiosity?
315 North Buffalo. It's the center of the
Oh,
3
you're in
townhomes.
Buffalo,
Yeah.
I live in Washington, I'm a half block from it.
Okay, yeah.
The sun.
I'm living in Matthew's shadow.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Is it a view or is it one of the condos?
No, it's one of the townhomes. Townhomes in front, Muse on the back, and so
You got all that.
2 out of the 3 are finished of the townhomes, and 1 out of the 4 Muse.
Okay.
Any further questions of the petitioner?
Is there room in the backyard for parking?
No. The backyard, you could have a nice little garden, but you can't get
It's not
around the
accessible.
There's no alley
garage.
back
There's
there.
no access.
Well, there is an alley, I used to mow that, and I mow the next door neighbor. It's very narrow, it's almost, it's not even as wide as an alley, your backyard.
And there's just no access for a car to
Yeah,
get
you
there.
have to drive off the alley into there and turn it, but it's so narrow, it wouldn't,
Well, the 308 Washington,
big 2-story, right next door to you.
no, that's the Tuckers, and that's a 220 Fort Wayne. Around the corner, the second house is 308, well, no, the first house is 308, because that occupies the corner. 308 has a fence,
Right.
and there's no opportunity to drive back into that place without crossing, and the fence would preclude you from doing so.
It was a utility pole right there.
Yeah.
Right.
Venturing off the alley.
Wrapped with metal, because it's been hit so many times. So, I don't want to park there.
So how many spots do you have between the garage and the driveway you see yourself at?
I can park in the garage. I don't have enough room to park 2 cars in the garage, but I don't own 2 cars. But there are 3 spots that can be occupied in the
The
driveway.
driveway itself?
And honestly, if I parked in the driveway, I would encourage my clients to park behind me, because they could fit and get off the street.
Okay. Any other questions, gentlemen? With that, thank you, sir. Do I have any other comments for this petition out in the audience? Do I have any unfavorable comments from anyone out there? With that, I'll close this to the floor, and I think, are we ready to entertain a motion, guys?
Well, Your Honor?
Can I hear, just
You
some,
nodded your head, so we'll give you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think yes, from the way he explained his operation, he has sufficient parking to meet the requirement of the zoning ordinance. So I would move to approve, but with, I think there should be a limit regarding the number of people in there, customers.
And then something too that we would want to consider is, based on the definition, it's technically a indoor recreational facility. Do we want to define that specifically as a Pilates studio only, because then in the future it could be any, okay.
So, Your Honor, are you suggesting 3 then, 3 maximum clients at a time?
Yes.
That went on, good.
So it looks nice.
that is not, okay. So to clarify that, we're gonna say only 3 clients per, and try to for Pilates use only. Is that all?
I'll
comments or questions for Leah?
The existing gravel ones were there before?
Yes, before they were kind of grandfathered.
Yeah. I drove out by there, did you drive by there? Yeah, there's a real big mix out there. I mean, there's not that many homes, but there is a mix of what you see out there. With that, would the petitioner please like to step up to the podium? And state your name, please, for the press.
My name's Austin Head.
Thank you. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you're doing and why you want to just do this in gravel, please?
We're looking to build barndominium, and we just want it to be like 80-ish feet off the road, and the cost of concrete is through the roof, and it's a lot more affordable for us to do a stone drive.
How big are you proposing this driveway to be? Because I didn't see anything in any of this.
Like 16 to 20 foot wide, just enough to go to the 2 garage doors.
Okay.
How deep,
Deep as in
from the road to the building?
80 feet from the road to the front of the porch.
Thoughts, Judge? You're awful quiet down there.
I've
It's
talked
really,
to,
it's really an expense thing, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah. There's a specific provision of the ordinance that says we're not to consider that.
But like I said, I did drive out there. It is quite the mixed bag of driveways out there. So I understand, I do understand where he's coming from there. Do we have any more? Do you have any other thoughts or anything for us?
just the 3 neighbors that you guys did have me send the mail to, they all came forth and said that they didn't care.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Yes, ma'am?
Well, and the property, like, so he owns part of the other property as well, we split the parcel. So the property that is already, like, the structure that's already there already has a gravel driveway. I do understand that that is grandfathered in, however, I know that that's still like, it's part of our property too. So it would just be kind of continuing from the gravel on that side of the property to the other side as well.
Thank you, thank you. With that, I don't have anyone out there that has anything opposing to say about that. With that, I'll close this to the floor and conversation up here. Questions, thoughts?
Well, this issue comes up with some regularity. We've all dealt with this a number of times. And we know it's expensive, then we get these talks about how we're supposed to not grant variances unless there's a need, hardship other than cost. And so, I have a hard time, I don't like it, but I have a hard time justifying it. This issue particularly, which is, we've had to tell other people what they don't want to hear either. Somebody else got any thoughts?
The solution is that the zoning ordinance be changed, or we follow the zoning ordinance.
Oh, we've had talks about change before, and that's gonna take some time.
And which I understand, because
Yeah,
I see by
I get
ordinance
that.
could not be changed.
Right. Max, anything?
It's not really terrible that I understand the expense component of this, but I agree with what's been said, and we have to follow the ordinance.
With that, do we wanna close this discussion?
I was just wondering, Justin, can you give us any thoughts about possible changing the ordinance down the road? I know it's not gonna apply to these people today, but, this issue comes up periodically.
We could go in surgically like the judge recommended and look at it. The council would have to decide on whether or not they wanted to take action on making that change, but that's just the way it works.
There's nothing in process at this time.
Yeah, so what we could do is maybe start in plan commission and see if they want to send that to council, but that would be the process, so.
We did that for fences, didn't we? What fences had to be
Correct,
changed.
correct. So we would start in plan commission, and so I can bring that up at our next meeting and see if they would like to bring something before council that would potentially modify the gravel ordinance. I think gravel, I mean, that's,
It's,
yeah.
you don't have that fear with motorcycles, do you?
It functions the same as gravel, so I would say it would be brought before you to decide.
Kind of like, both of them, way different.
And asphalt would be an option, or it is?
Yes.
Is there any way that this would be an extension of your existing driveway, or no?
Not necessarily, because they are gonna be on two separate plots of land now. I guess like our thing is like, without doing a gravel driveway, we can't build, because that's kind of where we're at financially with everything. So I guess like what would like, I guess two questions, if we did change, like if you guys do change the ordinance, however that works, like when could we come back and maybe like apply for another variance, or like what kind of hardships do you guys take into consideration for moving forward? Like, would it be something, cause you know, just because the property is already gravelled and it already has that structure on there, but then we were told we did have to cut it in half and change the property and get new property lines, get a new survey, that kind of thing. So I guess my question would just be like, at what, you know, we would love to build over there if that is our property, but to do a concrete that long, it's astronomical. It's absolutely astronomical, and like eventually down the line, something that we would love to do, yeah, but right now it just doesn't allow for it, because the cost of building is so expensive, it's just so much more.
Seems to me the answer to her questions would be a conversation with Justin,
yeah.
just stay in touch with him about, one, the progress of anything moving through the planning commission, and then two, what constitutes a hardship, you know, if you want a further definition. But he's the expert, we're not.
Well, does the provision say hardship, like due to no, like
It does say
it's
a
not?
necessary hardship, but it also says that does not include economics.
Okay, but that's why I was wondering, like, is the hardship up to you guys, or who like defines hardship, I guess?
I think it's up to us,
Yeah,
not for
we do.
economics.
Unfortunately, we do. And we just can't take economics into a factor. You know, the asphalt thing, I mean, like, who mentioned asphalt, you know, would that be feasible? And I don't know the cost differential between asphalt and gravel. I'm sure asphalt is still going to be more expensive than gravel, but less expensive than concrete. Do we ever look at that, Justin? And how does that happen?
They're allowed to use whatever hard surface, so it's asphalt, gravel, or asphalt, concrete, possibly some hybrid material where it's those millings or something, but when you get into the dirt berm, then that's kind of over the line. So that's kind of the way it breaks down, so, asphalt would be a cheaper option, but I don't know
Yeah.
the situation of what they're looking
Right,
at.
right.
But that's currently allowed.
Okay, thank you. Well, with that, any other comments, questions with that?
If there's
Can
no
I
further
entertain a
questions or
motion?
comments, I would move to deny the motion.
Do I have a second on that?
I will second.
Thank you,
I'm
Max.
sorry, guys.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. I'm sorry, you guys. It was a tough one.
Thanks.
With that, any other comments, questions, anything else going on here? No. I'll entertain the other motion then.
I move to adjourn.
Second?